What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. We're also going to get into a few altcoins as well. What we're going to be doing is looking on the weekly time frame. This is going to give us the best picture, the macro view of what's taking place in Bitcoin right now. And so far, guys, it's another wonderful day here. We're up 2%. We're at $94,370, so looking great. We've broken out of this 7 months of consolidation, came on heavy volume, so this is to be expected, this move after being coiled for so long. So the next overhead resistance we need to get up through, we're going to say about $95,000, and it's going to be that big psychological level of $100,000. And I can't tell you what's going to happen there. You know, it could be something where it's big overhead resistance, or it's something everyone thinks is going to be big overhead resistance, and we just blow right through it and we go to $110,000 or more. So I'm not sure, guys. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm prepared for anything, because right now the best thing you can do is continue to let the trend work for you. Even if we go sideways, cool things down on the daily time frame for a little bit, I think that would be good for us. It's been a really nice explosive move, and it's always nice to see sideways consolidation before another move higher, because many times when we get those straight up pulls, then we have to deal with one of those big corrections that comes down fairly deep. So I would rather just have us move sideways, take a deep breath before we continue to go up. But this is Bitcoin and anything can happen. So when we're looking at our indicators, our Chaikin money flows at 0.33, looking really nice. That's down in here up above that zero line. We've had our MACD cross, no problem there. And our lazy bear squeeze, everything's still in the green. So far so good. Just continue to let those positions ride. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Next, what we're going to get into is Ethereum. So ETH. I still believe ETH is catching its breath. This was a big move here on the daily time frame. You can see this is a large bullish engulfing candle. And that came in from around $2,353. We got up to $3,248. So as we've talked about, Ethereum can move really fast, and it's still pretty far behind Bitcoin. It's still Bitcoin season. It's Bitcoin's time to shine right now. And I still believe you haven't seen that big inflow of money into Ethereum like we potentially could see, which could take us up to test some of these local highs of around $4,100, then up to around that $4,800 previous all-time high. So whenever you get up to those areas, guys, you can have some tomfoolery stuff, you know, breaking out partially, and then you fall back. But once you actually make that break from those previous all-time highs, you have that weekly confirmation candle on volume, that's when you typically go pretty well. Gold did it, Bitcoin did it, and I do believe Ethereum's going to do it down the road here. And again, not financial advice, and I can't tell you when, but I do believe Ethereum's going to play laggard here, and it's going to catch up to Bitcoin at some point in the future. So right now, Chaikin money flow, we're at a positive 0.04, so you can see just less money right now than what you're seeing with Bitcoin. We got our MACD cross, came below the zero line. We're still below the zero line, so I want to see that pick up. And then here we have not fired to the green yet as well. So Ethereum still has a good amount of work to do, but it's hanging in there. That's a nice weekly candle that we did have. All right, next one, let's go to Cardano. So for Cardano, trying to get over this, a big level for us. And why it's such a big level, this was our previous local top, up at around 80 cents, and also dealing with this 200-week simple moving average, which before we closed above it and then we just gave it all up. So this is a big deal for us. We really need to close up above that with continued strong volume. Right now we have 3.77 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours. So pretty good. If we turn on our Chaikin money flow like we have, we do not have this red box that's overhead like we have had for a long time. So that did move. You know, anything can happen. We can go sideways for a while, or we can get a retracement before we try again. But I almost feel like Cardano has a date here with that $1.25 right up in this range here. I don't know when, but I do feel like that will be tested here fairly soon. If we're taking a look, Chaikin money flow, positive 0.23, so that's looking good. Got our MACD cross, and then we're still green on our lazy bear squeeze. Next one's AVAX. AVAX, what we were looking at here is a break of this symmetrical triangle. We had a nice break, came on decent volume, then we got a little bit more follow through there. May have to come back and test this area, but so far looking pretty good on this breakout here. If we can keep this moving, next overhead resistance is going to be at about $41.63. If you can get through that, you fell pretty fast and hard on the backside here. Many times you can run, get up to that 65 fairly quickly. If we look at the indicators, Chaikin money flow is going to be a positive 0.11. MACD, we have had our cross, still trying to get above that zero line, and lazy bear squeeze. Everything's looking pretty good there. Just want to see that volume coming in. Our trading volume's been at 775 million, so a little bit lower. So that's going to be AVAX. Next one, let's get into Solana. So for Sol, all right, so we're going to continue to keep our smart money algos on. So right up in here, this is the big range, guys, going for that all-time high. Right now it's marked as a strong high at $261. If we can get through that, that's when the party starts for Solana as well. Potentially could run up to $500 or more if it breaks out of that with conviction. If not, we're probably going to have to go back and test, $200 or so, see if we can hold that area, $210, $200 before we potentially make another move. So far, Chaikin money flow is looking good at a positive 0.26. MACD had our cross above the zero line, and lazy bear squeeze looking good. So on the weekly time frame, so far so good. No problems there for Sol. Next one, let's get into Dogecoin. I'm trying to just do as many as I can, as quick as I can for you guys. I wish I could get more detailed, but just can't spend forever on here. Want to do it as fast as I can for you. So Dogecoin had a beautiful break through that 22 cents. Right now, guys, we're either anticipating that sideways movement where we cool everything down, then trying for that all-time high, because it happens really fast in Dogecoin, so just be prepared. Or we're going to get that nice retracement again. And if we do start to retrace, we want to stay above the 0.382, right in this range. And that gives us a better shot to have a bull flag and go higher. If we start getting deeper, that 0.5, 0.618, then it's harder to try to get up through that, and it's more likely to get into an equilibrium. But so far for Doge, looking good. Do have some wicks up here of profit taking, which is to be expected after a move like this. So far, Chaikin money flow 0.22 to the positive, MACD looking good, and the squeeze looking good. Let's go to Litecoin. So for Litecoin, fighting with this 200 simple week moving average, that's a big one for us. That's going to be at 105. That's the major resistance I'm looking at, and it's also with this big horizontal resistance. You can see the red blocks right here. So that's the big one for Litecoin. If in the future here it can get through that, then that would probably give it a nice run, guys. We fell really hard, and this happens all the time. Fell really hard here, you make it up on the backside, and then you go up and you test an area like this, but still really far away from that. Some of the indicators we're looking all right here. The Chaikin money flows at a positive 0.18, so that's good, better than a lot of altcoins. MACD cross is taking place, trying to get up above the zero line, and then we had our lazy bear squeeze to the green. So Litecoin's trying. We did have some heavier volume here. We're just going to have to see what happens with this 200 simple week moving average. Next one, let's go to Link. So for Link, fighting with this 200 week simple moving average, that's going to be a 14.89. That's the main area. If we can crack that, close above it, then we're going to look up to about $19.33 for resistance, then around $23 for overhead resistance. If we do have to start coming back a little bit, we definitely want to hold this candle, which was nice and strong, and that's going to put you at about $10. Link, Chaikin money flow is going to be a positive 0.05. MACD, we have had our cross still below the zero line. And then our lazy bear, we have had a little bit of a squeeze there, or a break to the green side. Let's see if there's anything else here, guys. Let's go to XRP. Has been doing really well. And as we talked about with these coins, guys, they just typically move straight. They'll lull you to sleep, and then they go. So have good volume behind this. That's great. Next area we need to get up through is going to be about 127. Then we look up to 142, and then it's going to be the local high of about $2. That was hit, let's see, back in April 2021. So major area there as well, but with this type of volume coming in, it has the potential to get back up into that range. Chaikin money flow is going to be a positive 0.04. MACD, we did have a positive flow there, and we're to the green on the lazy bear. If we get into SUI, SUI had a nice break, blue sky breakout, looked really good on heavy volume. After a move like this, some consolidation is to be expected. So far it's been on lower volume, so that's looking good. Want to see if we can hold $3.42 for support. Overhead resistance, got to get up above about $4 is what we're going to call it. Chaikin money flow looking strong, positive 0.35. MACD, you can see we've had this cross for quite a while now, and it's been expanding. Then look at these bars growing. So definitely some nice trading volume in there, $1.64 billion. This is even as we're going sideways a little bit. So a lot of people keeping an eye on that. So that's what I'm going to be able to get to tonight, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Love you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you get something from this.